Yo, what up, nyakos? It's your buddy Philko here reporting live from your mama's house. Doing my thing as I usually do. Bringing you guys a video about something that was on my mind. I think a lot, like most people. My ignorance, the ignorance that I spread across the internet, I think is just a product of thinking differently than the average person. I always think differently than the average person. Way beyond. I'm always left field than what everyone else is fucking thinking. And usually my thoughts aren't like right or left. It's always like right in the middle. So it's like a lot of my family or just people in general who, they're into politics. Usually people around me are on the left. They're like, fuck the people on the right. And usually my views are somewhere in the middle. That's just an example of how I think. But in this video, I'm going to talk about mastering women. Quick brief introduction, I guess, for anyone who's watching this video, because I have to remember, not everyone who watches a video of mine have ever seen a video prior to this of mine before. I gotta remember that. So I'm a black dude who lives in Russia. I think I was pretty damn popular, but as of late I've been hanging low. I stopped making videos for my fans and stuff, and now I have other teachers who work for me. They make videos for me and they upload it to my channel for me, so I don't have to do anything, you understand? So I'm busy bringing up other talent. I got two teachers on my channel, an African dude who makes videos on his own channel, which now has 110,000 subscribers. It grew 80,000 subscribers in 4 months. And he's one of the dudes I helped to bring up. You know what I mean? When he started on YouTube, I was the first person to put his videos out there. Now he's blowing up and he has my back 100%. This dude tried to send me money last week for no reason. I'm like, dude, don't send me your fucking money. I'm not trying to take money from you, but I just know if I ever need it, I got you. Because now he's making crazy money and this dude got my back. So that's kind of what I do here. But if you hang around me, you would notice me out here in Russia, there's always girls around, especially when I want it. Because I'm not the kind of person who always wants like attention or even wants a lot of girls around or people around in general, especially in the wintertime. I'm kind of introverted and whatever. And so, in the summer, I throw limo parties. I go out to wherever people want to take me, bars, clubs, whatever. And I mean, I'm going a little crazy this winter too, to be honest. But it's not because of me. It's because, the dude you see in the picture, that's my boy Dre. And I look out for him. And like, ever since I came around, he really got into women. He really, really got into women. And he's doing a damn good job. And, I kind of want to help him out. You know what I mean? So that's the introduction, whatever. So let's get to the video. I was in a, not limo, it was a fucking taxi a few days ago with a friend of mine, and I don't know if it was in the taxi or was it in my apartment, because we started in my apartment, then we got in a taxi. But I just remember him asking me at one point, he goes, look dude, I gotta ask you something. How do I get better game with women? How do I do it? What do I do? You're like a master. I watch you doing this stuff all the time, but how do I do it? What do I need to do? Besides the fact that I need to lose weight, what can I do? What do I need to do? Now, what's interesting about when he was asking me that was the simple fact that I would say the thing that ruins his chances with women the most is his weight. His weight is what ruins his odds with women the most. We went out, he tried to talk, things didn't really go his way or whatever. But, he was asking me, and I didn't realize it at the time, but today I was just thinking about it. And I was like, how can I help him? But let me explain why his question kind of made no sense, and a lot of people have that mentality, and it makes no sense in my opinion. I can tell you right now, I'll give you an estimation. If you could find, let's say we found 100 women who wouldn't want to date him. 100 women who wouldn't want to date him. I would say 70% of those women will say the reason they don't want to date him is because of his weight. 70% of them would say that, right? The other 30% would probably say, maybe he doesn't speak Russian. Another one would say, oh, maybe he's a little too old for me. Or another one would say, I'm not really into white guys, whatever it may be. But 70% of it would be his weight. So when he asked me, besides the weight, I didn't realize it, but now that I think about it, I see the problem he has automatically and instantly. And this is kind of, it's not really a problem, but it can be the same problem my friend Dre, the one you see in the picture. And he doesn't mind when I talk about him, so he doesn't really have an issue, but he might have an issue soon, and I'll explain it. Me and Andre were close. We're really close in the city. If anyone had to ask me who's my best friend in Novosibirsk, it's obviously Dre, because we're always together when we can on weekends and stuff. And of course, I have a lot of other great friends in the city, like Tim, Mike, and all those other guys and shit in this city. But we're talking about the Russians, not the Americans. But usually Dre's with me when he's having a really good time. No homo. So like when we go out, we meet girls, we always bring them to my place. When we want to have a little party with girls or whatever, we always bring them to my place. I think this dude has gotten laid more in my apartment. I don't even think, I don't know, I can't say this 100%. I don't even think he's ever been laid outside of my apartment. Now, I could be wrong, but I don't think he's ever done anything really sexual outside of my apartment. It's always been at my apartment. Every time. I think at least 95% of the time. Maybe there was one time he probably went over to someone else's house and I just don't know about it. But I'm sure 95% of the time when she did anything was always in my apartment. You know what I mean? Now, with me, I don't have a problem. I don't care. But just like with the guy I was talking about earlier, they both kind of have an issue of focusing too much on the women and not focusing too much on themselves, or enough on themselves. So let me start with the first guy I was telling you about from the taxi. I think he said in the taxi, I don't fucking remember. Now what's interesting is he's so busy skipping the most important thing and paying attention to the other things. And what's interesting is those other things are usually trumped by the most important thing. I don't know if that makes sense to you, but basically, the biggest issue with him, he's skipping over it. When he's asking, he shouldn't even ask that question until he starts tackling that main problem. And I think what it is most of us refuse to master ourselves for numerous reasons. Maybe it's because of laziness. Maybe it's because it'll take too much time. Maybe it's because we do have, maybe we're like, all right, I'm not lazy, let's do it. Then after 2 months of it, we lose, we're not encouraged anymore. We don't strive anymore. We just give up on it. Maybe it's a quitter attitude. But he's skipping the biggest thing and trying to go on to other things like game, this and that, blah, 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 blah. And now to Dre. Now, Dre doesn't have any issues yet. But what's interesting is, where I live in a nice apartment. It's a good size. I can have like 40 people in here easy, have a party, and everyone has space to be easy, But even though the apartment's so big, I have neighbors, and I have like old lady security in front of the door, and they're starting to complain about the noise on the weekends, which is usually either a get-together or just some noise from girls we're hanging out with or something, you know what I mean? And I admit, no, it does get kind of crazy in here at times. And recently, they've really been getting pissed off about it. So it may turn to the point in which I can't let him bring his girls over here anymore. I'd only be able to risk bringing my girls over here because the more people who come over here, the higher the odds of me getting kicked out, which doesn't really matter because I'm probably going to move out next month. But I don't want to develop some crazy-ass reputation and piss off a whole bunch of Russian people because it looks as if I'm being rude. I don't like being a rude person. Now, if I was just bringing girls in the apartment and people knew I was bringing girls in the apartment, they were getting mad, I wouldn't give a damn. But the fact is, I'm disturbing people by making noise, and I can understand that. So, if he's not able to bring his girls to me, what is he going to do? If he wants to party at a house party or he goes out to a club and meets a girl he wants to take her somewhere, where can he take her if he can't take her to me? You know what I mean? Because this guy knows if he wants, he could come over 3 o'clock in the morning with a girl. I just get out the bed, let him have it. He knows I don't give a shit. You know what I mean? But where can he do that if I'm not here? So the reason why I'm saying that is because he's having a blast. I'm very proud of him the past 6 months, all the crazy shit he's been doing. I just hope he doesn't go too crazy and have a baby, but he's been going crazy, whatever the fuck. He's been doing a good job. But he's not thinking so much about self, because I've never heard him mention once, not even one time, about maybe him moving out of his mom's house so he could continue doing what he's doing. Or he'll be able to do what he does just in case I'm not around. He's never mentioned it because I'm telling you, he's addicted to the lifestyle. He's addicted. Me, I've been kind of in his lifestyle for a minute, so I really don't care as much as he does. I actually like playing PlayStation more than he does now. It was the opposite way like 8 months ago. You know what I mean? But he's completely addicted to the lifestyle. He's even uncomfortable hanging out with me when there's no girls around. I swear to God, I swear to God, this dude used to just love to hang around me because he's been a fan of mine for years. Now he doesn't, and he knows it's true. He'll never lie about it. He doesn't even like being around me too much unless there's girls around. Because you know what's funny? People used to say that about him back in the day. Like 6 months ago, whatever, when he first started becoming this new lady killer Andre. People would say that. I'm like, you crazy. He doesn't care. Now it's like that. And he wouldn't deny it. And I'm not mad at him because the dude has helped me out a millionfold. He's helped me out a millionfold. Whenever I need to know something, I find out from him out here. Like, perfect translator, interpreter, all that stuff. There's nothing bad I can say about the dude. I mean, when he gets drunk, he becomes a little bit of a dick, but that's everybody. Almost everybody. Because my friends from academia got a duck. When they're drunk, they're awesome. But Dre's kind of a dick a little bit when he becomes drunk. A little bit. But it's nothing I can't handle, He's like my little brother out here. We have a great time. But he fails to focus on self. He's never even mentioned to me like, hey, maybe we should move out together and I could rent one of the rooms. You get a 3-room apartment. I rent one of the rooms so I could pay a little less and I'd be able to do this whenever I want. He's never mentioned that. Because he gets comfortable, but there may be a time, like this month just might be, he won't be able to do what he's doing at all. So I understand we all have friends and stuff. And that's good, and I'm willing to do anything I can for him, but the thing is, some things are out of my control. Let's say I get deported for some weird-ass reason. How's that going to go for him? Especially if he wants to continue this crazy lifestyle he has right now. How's that going to go? What is he going to do? He's going to have to get used to PlayStation again. He don't want to do that. It used to be when I see him, I'm like, yo, Andre. He's like, hey, man, it's good to see you. It's nice to meet you again, Phil. You're a great guy. Now I was like, yo, what's up, Andre? Where the bitches at, nigga? That's all. Where the bitches? This all's on his mind. You know what I mean? So that's basically all I really have to say in this video. We all gotta, as men, if you got an issue and you're wondering why things aren't going well with women, you have to look at you. Even if you get women and you have no place to bring them, you gotta look at you. You understand? We gotta master ourselves before we try to master women. You're doing it backwards. You're trying to master women and you're still messed up, or you're still not in a situation where you want to be. You know what I mean? You feel me? So, I mean, I'm in no way, like, with the first guy I was talking about, yeah, he definitely needs to change that main problem. He needs to. It's 100% he needs to. You know what I mean? Like, that goes without saying, he needs to. But as of Dre, he doesn't need to change the situation. But I just never heard him mention it. And the fact that I never heard him mention it shows that it's not really in his head, where it should be in his head. He's 25 years old. He's 25. It's about time to consider blah, 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 blah. And I told him before, I was like, look, you can maybe get some more. I think I told him this. Like, if you want to move out sometime, that's not a bad idea. You maybe get some extra shifts at work or something. But that's something he's going to have to think about soon. He should have thought about it already. Feel me? And that's really it, man. And I guess before I go, I'm going to just talk about myself a little bit. I'm not a girl master. When the first dude told me that shit, I'm like, you're crazy. I'm not a fucking girl master. But I got to admit, I did master myself to put myself in this situation. You know what I mean? I wasn't born in Russia. I wasn't born in Russia at all. You know what I mean? None of my family members are Russian. I was very interested in Slavic and Ukrainian women for many years. It was always my dream. It was always my dream to go to Ukraine and travel around Ukraine and meet Ukrainian women, which I eventually did. But Russian women are great too. But I came here in Russia, did that first, then did it in Ukraine. But the point is, I came out here to where the Slavic women were. I traveled 31 cities in a span of like 2 years on a English tour. What the fuck to call it? I don't know. I was giving English master classes. Made a lot of money. Met a lot of people. And met a lot of the girls I only knew on the internet for years. And we finally got to meet in person. Countless number of them. Maybe like what? At least 400 girls that I knew on the internet that I actually got to meet because of my hard work, making YouTube videos, thinking of intelligent ideas that Russians will like and all this stuff. My channel blew up. I was invited even by a government out here. Even by the Chechen government, they invited me to work for them. Well, that wasn't the same type of fun because, in Chechnya, they're very Muslim, so, I didn't really talk to any girls or anything like that. But still, that just shows how much my hard work was appreciated by these people. So if I always wanted to be somewhere and meet all these Russian and Ukrainian girls that I only knew on a computer, how do I do it? I mastered myself and I got it. That's what I did. I mastered myself first. I didn't just snap and, yeah, let's do it. I worked. How long did it take me to get out here? Let me see. Okay, I started April 2000. So it took me about 8 months. About 8 months of hard work to get recognized by Russia, to be invited out here by companies. It took me 8 months of making YouTube videos. 8 months. I made at least a video every day. Some videos speaking Russian, some videos not, but at the end result, I got what I wanted. Because I worked for it. I mastered self. I knew what my biggest problem was. My biggest problem was I'm in America. Which, well, I'm not going to say that was a problem. That's a lie. Because even when I was in America, no, it was a problem at the time. Because at the time, I had a girlfriend. So the problem was I was in America. That was a problem because my girlfriend, who I met in New York, she went to Russia. And I wanted to go be with her. It wasn't about girls first. It was about her first. So the problem was I was in America. What did I do? I mastered self. I became popular in Russia to go see my ex-girlfriend and point and laugh at my ex-wife. That's a long story. I'll tell you about it later. But that is how I mastered self. I wanted to be with my ex-girlfriend at the time when she was my girlfriend. I did what I had to do. I got invited to Russia against all odds. The biggest English tour in Russian history. Especially American slang. Number one. They've never seen anything like that before I came around here. They have, of course, the dancers, the basketball players, all that. I was the first to do that. All out of a love for a woman, which then expanded to love for many women. But the point is, I mastered myself first. Now I have a comfortable lifestyle. I'm happy here. Now I could die any day. I don't give a shit because, I don't know, I kind of lived fully. The past 2 years have just been so good that I'm fine. And it was good in America too. Only thing that's different about the goodness that I'm having here in Russia and the goodness that I had there in America is that here is exactly what I want. I don't have to approach anyone. I don't like approaching girls. In America, I had to approach girls to talk to them. Here in Russia, I don't have to. I don't have to. 2 girls that I've dated in this city, not talking about all of Russia, but the 2 girls who I've dated in which I honestly believe 100% without a doubt that I had no chance with. One of them is in a picture, the blonde girl, that I honestly believed I had no chance with. I met them by them coming after me. I saw them. I was freaking out. Same thing with both. Just with the blonde girl, I was with Andre. With the brunette chick, her name was Sophia at a restaurant, I was with my other friends, Tim and Mike. Both of them, I saw them, and I told my friends, dude, that chick is fucking crazy hot. But I was like, nah, I'm not going to waste my time because I know she's too attractive for me, blah, blah, blah. Her ass is too perfect or she's too pretty, whatever it is. I just knew she wouldn't waste her time with me. I knew. In both cases, I was wrong. They both approached me, and we hit it off instantly. Was I just lucky? No. It's because I mastered myself, and that's what got me here in the first place. So master yourself, or you're just going to have to masturbate. And I'm out, niggas. Later.